Sometimes I forget how to breathe. It doesn't happen like fainting. It's slower, stranger, like my body just pauses. The air is right there all around me, but my lungs refuse to move. I'll sit in silence, realizing I've been holding my breath for too long. Not out of fear, not out of choice, but as if something inside me decided I shouldn't exist for a moment. The first time it happened, I thought it was stress. But the third time, when I woke up on the floor, staring at my own reflection in the black of the window, I knew something wasn't right. Have you ever felt like your body doesn't belong to you anymore? Or maybe seen someone freeze, not out of shock, but because something unseen took over? Tell me in the comments. Maybe you've experienced it too. And don't forget to subscribe. Maybe together we can figure out what's happening to people like me. It started a year ago. I remember the exact night because of the sound, not loud, not sharp, just this thin, low humming that came from nowhere. Like electricity humming behind the walls, except it wasn't. The lights didn't flicker. The air didn't move. It was inside me. Inside my ears, inside my head, like something was trying to tune itself into my frequency. And then silence. Not normal silence, not the kind you get when the world sleeps, but an absence so deep it pressed against my skull. My heartbeat was the only sound left, echoing, slowing, until even that started to fade. I tried to inhale. Nothing. I tried again, harder this time. Chest burning, vision narrowing, but my body wouldn't respond. My hands shook, my eyes watered, and in the middle of that panic, a calm voice, not a real voice, not one I could place, whispered in my mind, "Don't breathe yet," like it was instructing me, guiding me. I should have screamed, but I couldn't even open my mouth. I just stared at the ceiling and waited, like something ancient had taken control of the rhythm that kept me alive. And then it released me. My lungs filled so fast it hurt, like breaking through water after almost drowning. I gasped, coughed, cried, and when I looked around, everything looked the same. Except for one thing. The clock on my wall showed 3:27 a.m., but when I'd checked it before lying down, it had said 2:12. An hour and 15 minutes. Gone. No memory, no dreams, just that humming. I told myself it was sleep paralysis. Maybe I'd stopped breathing in my sleep. Maybe the panic made me hallucinate. I searched online for explanations. Apnea, anxiety, seizures. Everything sounded too ordinary, too human. But deep down I knew. I knew what I felt wasn't from this side of understanding. The second time I wasn't even asleep. I was sitting in my living room scrolling through my phone when the air changed. You know that feeling before a storm? That heavy tension that settles in your chest? It was like that, except it was inside the house. I looked around. The light from the TV stretched too far, colors bending slightly at the edges as if the air had thickened. And then, the hum again, quieter this time, almost patient. My throat tightened. My lungs froze. I remember thinking, not again. I tried to move my fingers, but even they felt disconnected, like I was wearing someone else's skin. My eyes darted around, and that's when I saw it. A shadow right next to the couch. Not moving. Not shaped like a person. More like an outline, darker than dark itself. It didn't reach the floor, didn't touch the walls. It was just there, a hole in space. Watching me, I tried to scream. I swear I tried, but my chest only twitched. The edges of my vision blurred and my hearing dimmed. I could feel my body collapsing inward, muscles locking, pulse slowing. The shadow leaned closer, or maybe it just expanded, swallowing the light around it. And then, just before everything went black, I heard that same thought again, like it was inside me. Don't breathe yet. When I woke up, the TV was off. My phone was on the floor. The clock said 3:27 again, that number, every time. After that, I stopped sleeping at night. I started recording myself, hours of footage. just in case I stopped breathing again. For a few nights, nothing happened. I began to think maybe it was over. But on the 6th night, I woke up to the sound of my own voice whispering. Not screaming, not gasping, whispering. I played the footage the next morning. At 3:26 a.m., I sat up straight, eyes open. My chest wasn't moving, no breath. My lips parted slightly and I said, "Don't breathe yet." My voice calm, empty. Not like me at all. I stared at that clip for hours. Rewound it again and again. The way my head tilted slightly. The way the air seemed to distort around me. I could see it. That same faint shimmer like heat waves. Right before the frame glitched for a single second. Then nothing, static. I showed it to a friend. She told me I needed sleep, maybe therapy. She didn't even finish the video. Just turned pale halfway through and said, "It's not your voice." I wanted to argue, but when I played it again after she left, I noticed something new. In the few seconds after I spoke, another sound layered beneath mine, like a second voice, faint but real, repeating the same words half a second later. "Don't breathe yet," echoing me, or controlling me. That night I destroyed the camera, but things got worse. The episodes became unpredictable, sometimes during the day, in the shower, in the car, even at work. My vision would blur. The humming would return and I'd feel the air being pulled from me. I'd count in my head to stay conscious. Once it lasted 21 seconds. I remember because I started counting out loud. 1, 2, 3. And when I got to 20, the hum stopped and I collapsed, gasping, tears mixing with sweat. My coworkers thought it was a panic attack. I let them think that. How could I explain something like this? I started noticing patterns, reflections behaving wrong. In mirrors, in windows, even in puddles after rain. I'd look at myself and for a fraction of a second, my reflection wouldn't move the same way I did. It would delay just a heartbeat slower. Sometimes when I turned my head quickly, I'd catch its lips moving even when mine weren't. I began to cover mirrors, avoided glass, but there's no hiding from reflections. Even my phone screen felt like it was watching me. Last week I tried something desperate. I stayed awake all night, lights on, camera facing me, timer recording the seconds until 3:27. I wanted to confront it, to see what happens if I don't let it take me. I sat there breathing carefully, counting every inhale. Forcing 3+10, 3:20. My heart pounded so hard I could feel the pulse in my fingers. At 3:26:41, the hum began. It was softer this time, almost kind. My vision trembled, colors dimming. My reflection on the dark screen across from me began to ripple like water. I forced myself to keep breathing. My chest hurt, my throat felt like fire, but I refused to stop. My reflection smiled. I swear I didn't. The humming grew deeper, vibrating through the floor. I grabbed the edge of the table to stay grounded, but the world around me began to stretch. Walls bending, light bending, everything thinning into one long breath. My ears popped. My reflection opened its mouth and whispered something I couldn't hear. My breath hitched. The hum stopped, and then, for the first time, the reflection moved first. It leaned closer, eyes wide, lips pale. I couldn't move. I watched it reach toward the glass, and then my chest locked up. I tried to inhale, but my lungs froze again. My reflection's fingers pressed against the inside of the screen, distorting the surface like liquid. I was shaking, suffocating. It smiled again, and I heard the words, not in my ears, but inside my skull. "You're breathing for the wrong one." The next thing I remember is waking up on the floor, cold, wet. The camera was off. My phone screen was cracked. But the timer on the recording still displayed the last time it captured anything. 3:27, no. Exactly. No video. Just black. Now it happens even when I'm not alone. I'll be mid-conversation, laughing or eating or talking, and suddenly everything stops. People's voices fade. Their mouths move, but no sound comes out, and that pressure builds in my chest again. Sometimes it lasts seconds, sometimes minutes. When it ends, no one notices anything. They just keep talking like nothing happened. Like time skipped, but only for me. I asked someone once right after an episode, "Did you hear that hum?" They looked confused. "What hum?" I wanted to scream. How could they not hear it? The air changes? You can feel it. But apparently it only happens inside me. I've tried everything. Medical tests, scans, sleep studies. Nothing. Your oxygen levels are fine, they tell me. You're healthy. Except I keep dying for seconds at a time and coming back. I've started recording again, but not myself. The environment. The air, the sounds. I leave a mic running through the night. And every single time at 3:27 there's a dip in the frequency. A void in the waveform. Like silence eats the sound. No interference. No background noise. Just a gap, and then a single drawn-out inhale. Not mine. I've realized something recently. It's not that I forget to breathe. It's that something else remembers for me. Something that decides when I should stop and when I should start again. Like I'm being synchronized with something on the other side of consciousness. Yesterday I looked into the mirror again. I didn't mean to. I just caught my reflection while brushing my teeth. For a second I thought everything was normal, but then as I turned away I saw it exhale. Slowly, deliberately. While I was holding my breath, I dropped the toothbrush, stood there watching. The reflection just stared back, breathing steady, calm, like it was the real one. I haven't slept since then. I can feel the air tightening around me again, like it's waiting for me to close my eyes. The hum comes and goes, faint but constant now. Every night, closer to 3:27, it grows louder. I don't even need a clock anymore. My body knows. My lungs start to tremble on their own, as if preparing. If I stop breathing tonight, I don't think I'll come back. Maybe that's what it wants, and a complete exchange, me for it. Breath for breath, life for whatever it is. And if this recording cuts out midway, if you hear that hum, please just don't breathe until it stops, because what if, just for a moment while you inhale, something else exhales inside you?